Hi Flower Clubbers, as promised, here is a video to show you how to do a bit of a table centerpiece for Christmas Day. So today we're doing a round table centerpiece. The same principles would apply if you wanted to do something long and oblong for a long table, or you might want to just do a number of round ones for a long table. But start off with a vessel, choose your vessel. I've got a nice green pot here. And inside, I don't know if you can see, but I've got chicken wire and I've just done a crisscross of tape to hold all that in place. So instead of using floral foam, we're going to be using chicken wire. It's reusable and it'll help hold the stems in place. So make sure it's nice and dry and nice and clean. And look, I've gone all Jeff Jansen. Here's some water I prepared earlier. There we go. So fill it up with water. Make sure you've got water before you start because it helps weigh the pot down. There we go. So we've got water, we've got our chicken wire, and that's all taped in place. Now start with, we're using all beautiful Christmas stuff. Got some fir, I've got some ivy berry, some roses, some banksias, some chinchorrinchis, all red, green, white, beautiful Christmas colours. And here's the fir. I'm using little pieces with cleanly stripped stems and cut on the angle, of course. You start by doing a base around the bottom of your vessel. Now, at the end of it, you don't want to see these little bits of tape. So sort of have the first layer draping over the edge. And you'll see that the chicken wire holds the stems in place and the tape stops it from sort of flopping all over the joint. And I'd like to do a mixture of foliages too, not just the one. So I've started with a layer of the fir, but then I've also got some ivy berry, as I said. I'm going to do another layer with that. It's got nice drapey leaves too. Nice clean stems. So you imagine if you've still got all the leaves on these stems, you've got to try and get that through, not only the chicken wire and the tape, but amongst all the other stems. And it gets really jam-packed in the water. And that's when bacteria grows and the flowers won't last as long. The water gets all stinky and disgusting. So nice clean stems and just makes life easier. So I do a layer with that and put some underneath the fur that you've already got and some on top. So now we've got, it's like a little skirt. Nice little Christmas skirt for the pot. And that creates a base. I'm going to also pop in a couple of taller bits in the center. Of all the foliages. And that sets the height. With a centerpiece, you don't want it too high. The people sitting at the table need to be able to see over top and have a conversation. So you don't want it too high. With your vessel, usually double the size of the vessel. So by the time we finish, this will be about twice the height of this. So, I mean, I'm pretty short. I'm at my kitchen bench today. So you can imagine I'd be sitting down like this. I'd still be able to talk to the person across the table. So there you go. We've got a nice little base. Now, we're going to be doing flowers the whole way around because people sitting the whole way around, it's got to look nice from every angle. I'm going to use these two banksias because they're just awesome. This one had a really crooked stem, but for something like this, I've cut it right off and it's perfect. So, it's hard to work backwards, so I'm going to do it. I've popped him in there on the side. And this guy sitting slightly higher behind it. And these leaves, they're kind of like Christmas trees themselves. They're so cool. I love them. So we've got those at two different heights. They're a bit of a feature. Now, got some beautiful red roses. They're local roses. These are grandifloras. They're called Dracula's Kiss. They're really, really awesome. They're a beautiful color, nice subtle fragrance, and really massive heads, but long vase life. They're really, really good performers. I'm going to pop 3 of these in a cluster at 3 different heights. Like that. So, and I say all the time to do things in groups of 1, 3, or 5, and I know that I've got 2 things here, but between this 2 and these 3, it makes a 5, so I've still got my odd numbers, if that makes sense. So we've got them there. The back is looking a bit boring, so let's pop something in there. I've got some sea holly or eryngium, nice clean stems, stripped off, and they're all different heights. This was actually just one stem of sea holly because it comes, if you've seen it before, it comes on a main stem with lots of bits sticking out the side. So I've used, that's the centerpiece. I've ripped all the other arms and legs off, and I'm going to do a little cluster of those at the back here. So once again, they're all going to go in at different heights to make a little cluster like that. So we've got something now the whole way around. So no matter where you're sitting at the table, there's an interesting focal thing to look at. Not just that everything's at the front. But now we're going to fill it in. I know you think it looks just awesome, just like that, but from this perspective, I can see the chicken wire still, I can see the tape, and yeah, I think we can do better than this. So, I've got some Centrepiece. So these are a week old now, and they've still got at least another week left in them. They start out all green and closed like the top bits, and then all the little flowers open up and up and up, and then it's like a beehive. But they're awesome, really long lasting, no fragrance, so they're not bothersome for people at the dinner table. So I think I just want to scatter these in. I like to cluster things mostly and then just have the odd one popping through, because I think things have more impact like that. So I've got, I need a taller one. And this guy in there. You just have to be gentle when you're popping them in, that you don't snap their stems. Especially once we start having more and more things in there, it gets a bit dense. So I've got those 5 in there. And this one's going to hide in there. Then I have Tetragona, which is a type of eucalyptus. It normally has beautiful silver gum nuts, but I couldn't get any. I think the gum nuts are just about done. This has got gum nut buds. It's nice and Christmassy, very Australian. And it was one stem. I cut it in half because the one big stem's too big. So he's gonna go here under the Centrepiece. So I popped him in there. And the other one, the bottom half, it's like butterfly, I'm gonna pop in around here in between the Banksias.